Now, Harry is back in town. He's at court, or will be at court this morning. We're waiting for him to arrive. It's day 2 of his ongoing battle with the Home Office over who should be paying for his royal protection when he arrives here. Remember, he doesn't regard himself as royal anymore. Let's speak to the royal biographer, Angela Levin, who in fact wrote a book about Prince Harry, who's going to be with us throughout most of the show. Angela, morning to you. He doesn't need to...
Lovely to see you.
And to see you, Angela. He doesn't need to be here. He's not giving evidence. Is your view this is grandstanding?
Well, I think it might be grandstanding against Meghan. I think he's so fed up with her that he wants to prove that he can be strong, and he wants to come over here and give it a go. Otherwise, he's going into the distance, isn't he? You don't see him. He's not allowed to do anything. He has to walk behind Meghan or shut up, So I think that's partly it. And the other part is he hasn't got anything to do. So this actually shows him in a suit, marching very quickly, and I think that's it. But what you said about why didn't he see his father, that is a great advantage, because if the king had allowed him to come in and see him, even for a few minutes, Harry, who doesn't keep the truth, would have said that his father was helping him out on this and believes that he should get paid by our tax. So that's one reason why the king hasn't seen him for quite a long time, because he could just say that and there would be no way of proving who said what. So he had to keep away. And the king had to keep him away.
Angela, you know him better than a lot of people. You spent a lot of time with him. This court case, just remind everybody what it is actually about. What is his grievance and is it justified?
Well, his grievance is that he seems he hasn't had the right attention to be given protection people who have got guns. That's the thing. The country won't allow any American to have guns or anywhere else. So when he's in England, he can't have anyone with guns. And the reason is that he should be a working royal. The king, the queen, Catherine and William are the only 4 that have it. It doesn't go round all the royal family. People sometimes think it is, and he's the only one, poor lad, who's been left in a difficult position. But it's not. He can have very good people, but they can't have guns, and he won't go for that. He says Meghan won't like it, just the other day, but Meghan doesn't want to come because she doesn't like us. And she said that his children will be very scared. A 3- and 5-year-old won't know what's going on, so it's not a problem. So he's built up his need in a determination to win. And he wants to actually attack his father via the government. And that's why the king has been very careful. He wants to win this. And it's really ridiculous. It's somebody saying, poor me, as usual, I'm left out, nobody cares about me. Well, he can't expect good attention emotionally if he's been so rude and unhappy. But physically, he can't have that. It's just not on board. But the only trouble is you never know with judges who might feel sorry for him, that he's come back and he's come back and he's come back. This is the 3rd time he's tried it. This court appeal is the last time he's going to be able to do it. And I hope they don't, actually. And he's got to learn that he can't have that when he hasn't given to the country. I don't want him to have my tax. It's very hard. I don't think he deserves it.
Prince Harry has always defended Meghan Markle through media storms, royal exits, and family feuds. But now, something has changed. According to recent insider reports, Harry is no longer silently following orders. He's allegedly grandstanding, making public moves, decisions, and bold statements without Meghan's input, all to prove his strength. The once united front, now starting to fracture. The most explosive quote: Harry is fed up with her. He wants to show the world, and himself, that he's not under her thumb anymore. That's a huge shift from the Harry we've seen. The one who defended Meghan against the palace. The one who walked away from royal life to protect her. The one who backed her media empire at every turn. Now, insiders say he's reclaiming control.
And he can have very good people often people from the top who've retired who are still know what's going on. He wants to know what's going on, if there's any danger around. But he can't have that either because he's not actually available to do that anymore. So this is very important to him because it's his last attempt he's being allowed to say that he needs somebody with a gun. And this is, I hope, that the judge would say, no, you can have lots of people looking after you carefully who are extremely good, but they're not going to have a gun and you're not going to be told what's going on in the country.
OK, thank you, Angela. Thank you very much.
And that film footage we were just showing actually was Harry arriving yesterday.
Yeah, he looked a little more downbeat, you might say, this morning, rubbing his hands together. Apparently it was today's footage.
Oh, was it? Oh.
He's got the same suit on. What we don't know is where he stayed last night. That's what I want to know. Where does he stay when he comes here? I mean, I'm just being nosy.
We understand that in previous occasions he has been offered one of the royal places. They've got quite a lot of property, the royal family, and he's declined it.
Just on this case, this court case, basically, the idea being that this Executive Committee for the Protection of Royalty and Public Figures, otherwise known as RAVEC, decided that he should receive a different degree of taxpayer-funded protection when he's in the country. And as Angela said, this is about not having armed guards with you. And that his argument and his lawyer, she was the lady in the headscarf yesterday, she's argued that he shouldn't have a bespoke treatment because Ravek has said he needed bespoke treatment. It's a very special case. And she was saying, Shahid Fatima, that his team understand that he is at risk from Al-Qaeda, from ISIS fundamentalists.
Well, that's because of what he said in his book.
Correct.
Revealing that he killed around 20 Al-Qaeda operatives.
One might
when he was on active duty for the army in Afghanistan. And reckless thing to say, by the way.
And then use this phrase that they have received inferior treatment. Now, the Home Office would say, well, it's not inferior, it is just bespoke, because you are a very unusual case of having been a royal, not wanting to go and open hospital wings anymore, not wanting to do all the boring ribbon cutting, but wanting to still have all the privileges that would come along. And also that they've still got their titles. I find that bizarre, by the way, that they've not got rid of those
He's still
titles.
Prince Harry, he's still the Duke of Sussex.
So,
and he's still HRH.
It's going to be really... It's actually quite interesting to see what they conclude, because I'm also concerned about the precedent that it sets. That if somebody who considers themselves, let's face it, to be of risk and important, is given the right to have armed bodyguards carrying guns, does that then open the floodgates to anybody?
Yeah, Madonna comes here.
That's right.
She says, I've got stalkers.
Sultan of Brunei, I don't know, sheikhs from all around the world, Russians. You know, does that then mean that they would be able to argue to the Home Office, my life is sufficiently at risk that I need to have an armed guard? I don't want to live in that country, Harry. No. Thank you very much.
Well, and I actually don't think he's going to win. I think he's going to lose this. Now, we've got lots of texts and emails coming. I imagine some of you have been talking about Harry. Just on this, because it's... By the way, and the Prime Minister, by the way, the King will be deeply uncomfortable that his son is appearing in court. Vast costs are being run up here.
£500,000 of taxpayers' money so far this legal case has cost.
And the King will be uncomfortable.
500 million,
because
not £500,000.
This is a decision of the government, and you try and, if you don't like it, try and organise a different response privately. But his first response, go to court. Yeah. At vast expense.
Good morning, David.
Did you see how many lawyers were standing up in that court? Well, that woman was speaking yesterday. Yeah,
well, that's what I think. I will check it out, but my understanding is it's £500 million of taxpayers' money has so far been spent on this legal case, because, of course, this is the appeal now. Yeah. Now, if he loses...
he'll have to pay the cost.
He'll have to pay all that.
And the government should say, you cough up, son.
Even if it means publicly distancing himself from Meghan's narrative. So how is Harry proving his strength? Solo interviews with a noticeably different tone. Rumors of projects without Meghan's involvement, alleged pushback against Meghan's PR team, and most importantly, leaks showing Harry, not Meghan, making decisions. One source claimed he's tired of being portrayed as weak, dependent, and lost without her. He's still in love, but he wants to be seen as a man in his own right. Translation: Harry's done being Meghan's plus one. Let's not pretend this is out of nowhere. For years, critics, even some royal insiders, have suggested Meghan wields too much control in their relationship. From media deals to palace clashes to family strategy.
We are joined by royal biographer again, Angela Levin. Angela?
Hello.
Hello. What will he do now, Harry? If Harry loses this case today, he will have enormous costs to meet, won't he? My understanding is that taxpayers' money has already been spent, £500 million of taxpayers' money to get to this point. Now, that is the whole legal process, but he'd have to pay the cost for this case, this appeal case. Do we have any idea, Angela, what kind of figures he might be looking at?
Yeah, I think it's near the million because
Right.
he has top lawyers speaking on his behalf. But I think he just doesn't see how important that money is. You know, he's obviously rich, but actually when people who are working hard and giving their tax to him, and yet he's got so much money, you think, well, if you want that, why don't you pay for it? But he can get very, very good people, except without the gun. If he's here for a royal event, then he will be treated like a working royal. So he doesn't have difficulty in that one. But if it's for him, it isn't that. It's not going to happen like that. His book, Spare, was talking about how many people he'd killed when he was in the army, and that doesn't help him. And also that he can't use it for his family because he might go round and chat and have a nice time, but you can't do that. You can't expect that to happen. It's a ridiculous analysis in his mind that is going to get him nowhere, I think.
And Angela, I can't believe that the king is anything other than deeply, deeply unhappy. His own son is taking the government that he is currently representing in Italy to court. We're now racking up huge legal bills. This court case will be making headlines all around the world.
Yeah, well, I think it is very upsetting for the king, even though it's his 20th wedding anniversary. But that's why they're protecting him as well, not to actually face Harry and have an argument with him or try and get something sensible into his brain. And I think that, it would make him more ill than he is now because, fathers can love their children but not love what they're doing. And if that's the case that the king has got with Harry, which I think that's right, you have to protect the king as well. And Harry does get absolutely furious. I know that when he has spoken, he turns up, expects to be seen straight away, goes in 20 minutes and he's shouting at his father. Well, you can't have that. And he's not used to actually being told that something is reasonable or unreasonable. And he just gets the two mixed up. But why he thinks he should be treated like William, the answer is that he's just very jealous. And Meghan for Catherine, and that's how it goes. Why should their children have it, but not his? Well, if you think they're the heirs to the throne, and he actually writes shocking things about the royal family, very rude about them, many of which are not true, how can he imagine that he wants to be treated like an honourable member of the royal family? Sir.
And Angela, we know at the weekend that the King flew into London, especially to have treatment for his cancer. We shouldn't forget that the King, what is he, 75, 76 now, happy families with his wife today, 20th wedding anniversary, but he's still battling cancer.
Yes, of course he is. And we need to know that, don't we? Because that's why he can't be upset by things that are happening, because the pain is very strong. So you've got to protect him. I think he has a cancer that is just going to go on, and the cancer keeps him alive. So it's not that he's in a dreadful state, but it is that we must know that he is unwell generally. He looks great today, doesn't he? He's smiling and laughing and telling jokes. But actually, he's a very brave man with lots of energy, but still, the cancer is still there, and we must give him that we understand that that's what's happening.
Meghan was always the one calling the shots. But now, Harry is allegedly taking back the reins, and it's not going unnoticed. Commentators say this grandstanding is as much about ego as it is about freedom. Harry wants to be respected again, as a man, a father, and yes, a royal. Is this a healthy evolution for Harry, or a sign that the Sussex brand is starting to unravel? Because when one half of the power couple starts grandstanding, when the carefully coordinated PR messaging starts to fall apart, and when insiders start whispering he's fed up with her, you know something's brewing behind the scenes. Prince Harry may be making a comeback, but at what cost to his marriage? What do you think? Is Harry really standing up to Meghan? Or is this just another media exaggeration? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more royal breakdowns, drama, and truth bombs.